UT Martin first-year head coach Jeremy Shulman beginning his run with UT Martin after a successful stint in Eastern Florida State College. So, Coach, we're just going to begin first. General thoughts on this upcoming season.
And I'm just so excited. I mean, I can't say the word excited enough these days to have the opportunity here at UT Martin, to have the opportunity to coach Division I basketball, to be here in the state that I'm from. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I've recruited players in West Tennessee, my whole life, and especially in the 2000s. So just extremely excited about the team we have. Excited, obviously, we're very young, but just excited about the group of guys we have. It's amazing getting to coach these guys every single day. Just an unbelievable group of people. I think they're pretty good at basketball as well, but really good people, and that makes not just my job easier, but it makes my job a lot more enjoyable. So excited is definitely the word.
Did when you took the job and you got introduced, did it seem like today or November 4th when we start the regular season, did it seem like it ever come here? I know you got so much to do in that time period, but it's also, it's many months between the two.
There's so much to do, especially taking over, brand new program. We brought in 16 new guys, including our walk-ons. There was just so much to do. So in some ways, it's really flown by, and it's amazing that we're just right on the precipice of the season starting. And so I'd say, in some ways, it has felt like it's never going to get here, and in some ways, it's moved extremely quickly. So, but very excited to be where we are right now.
All right, we're going to go to some questions here, and Adam Wells from WPST. Adam, whatever you got, you can fire away as many as you got.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Hey, Adam, how's it going?
It's going good. Obviously you guys have been together a lot throughout the summer months with this brand new team, but as far as the progress that you've seen since practice has started, are you satisfied with what you've seen out of these guys as they try to kind of build that chemistry on the court?
Well, satisfied is a tough word because as a coach, I think we're all trying to be perfectionists. And so we obviously want to be even better than we are at all points. But, satisfied with our effort, absolutely, our mentality, our connectiveness, some of the things that we think are the most important, culture building, principles of our program. So I'm pretty satisfied with those things. Are we where we want to be right now in mid to late October, getting ready for the season coming up soon? I'm not sure. We still got a ways to go. But with this group of guys and the way they work, to your point a little bit earlier, how much they've improved since the summer, it's exciting on the trajectory of where we're going for sure. And but it's going to be a process, and it's going to be a lot of learning still for our guys. But definitely, I don't know if satisfied is the word, but definitely very happy with where we're at right now.
What has been the hardest part for you when you're trying to bring, these, basically 13 guys that have never played an actual game on the court together as you get ready for November 4th?
I think it's just building our culture, building our system, building what we do with so many new pieces. And that includes the coaching staff as well. And we've got, in my opinion, the best coaching staff in the entire country. I cannot believe I'm surrounded by so many amazing coaches, and we all fill each other's blind spots. But to have so many new pieces, and even the coaching staff just having so many new pieces, trying to get everyone aligned, everyone connected, everyone on the same page, it's a challenge, and honestly, it's something that I guess you could say, thankfully, I've had to do for a whole lot of years at the junior college level, because we always have immense turnover at the junior college level, and we had immense staff turnover as well. And so it's not something that we're not used to dealing with, but it definitely presents a challenge nonetheless. And, getting this close to our first game on the road at Illinois State, who's a fantastic team, just making sure everything's aligned, making sure that everyone really completely understands, both the micro of every detail we're trying to coach and trying to put in, but also the macro of the details. So it don't matter if you can't, play hard enough, play tough enough, be connected enough, buy in enough, and, just play for each other rather than play for yourselves. And so I think just trying to get everyone on the same page is definitely the biggest challenge for us.
You obviously have a team that's full of international players. How much, obviously when you bring a team together, you're having guys coming from different backgrounds and things like that. How much do you think guys coming from different countries, let alone different cities in the United States, that might help the bonding process of this team? Because these are guys that, as far as they don't have any connection to UT Martin or really the area, but they have connection to each other because of the basketball game.
I mean, I think you hit it on the head. I think it really helps us a whole lot because we have guys that are here for one reason. They're here for basketball. Nobody's here because they think that Martin, Tennessee is Los Angeles, California. And so when we get guys from all over the world coming here, they're coming here for, one reason. They're coming here, to be a student athlete at UT Martin and to have a great basketball career in addition to getting a degree. And so I think that's helped us. I think that's helped us move a little bit quicker towards that connectiveness because we are all, we've got a whole roster of sharing the same goal. I mean, we've got guys that in the future want to be pros, guys that want to play at the highest level of professional basketball. And so guys want to work. They want to be coached. They want, we all kind of share the same, vision, the same goals. And so I think that's been very, very beneficial for us that we have a lot of guys that are aligned. And I think part of that is because we have so many international guys.
And my last question for you is, as far as about expectations, obviously there's not a lot of known about your team heading into the season. And that's probably why your team's picked preseason 10th. I know coaches do not at all put anything into preseason rankings or expectations, but do you look at those and tell your team, hey, this is because no one knows who we are and we can prove who we are in these next couple of weeks when we start?
Well, our guys definitely know. And so let's just say it motivates us, to work maybe a little bit harder every single day, so obviously we've got a bunch of great coaches in this league, a bunch of great teams in this league. And so, they know the league and, they know the other teams in the league very well. And for us to be where we are in the preseason, obviously I'm not doubting that at all. But it's something our guys are definitely very aware of. And I think it's something that, kind of helps every single day for us right now.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you so much, Adam.
Is there something to be said to being unknown at this point? And by the time you play your first conference game, everybody's going to have the film. They're going to know everything about you. But like right now, is there something to be like a little mysterious to other teams out there?
It could. One thing that we try to focus on, is just we want to do what we do and kind of block out the outside noise, whether it's, good noise, whether it's bad noise, whatever it is. We've got a lot of belief and a lot of confidence in what we do. And, we may use some things as motivation here or there, but at the end of the day, whether people know everything about us, whether they know nothing about us and we're very mysterious, it doesn't really matter to me too much because we're going to do what we do and we believe in what we do. And I'm hoping that is a powerful message for our guys daily. And I think it's something our guys really obviously have bought into a whole lot. But but either way you look at it, I think it's very exciting, whether it's we're the mysterious team, with all the international guys and a brand new coach, or if we're a team that's a known quantity. Either way, I think it's exciting. And, one thing that's interesting, we don't really talk a whole lot about, wins and losses in our program. We really just talk about the things I think that can impact a game in every possession, impact a game in every sequence of every possession. And I think the more we can chunk it down into the micro and have very small, small goals that we can put together one over another, I think that has helped us a lot as well. Our guys will every once in a while start looking at the big picture a little bit, and we have to kind of reel them back into, hey, let's just be great at this possession because of this, this, and this. Let's be great in this film session because of this, this, and this. And, I think the more we can, chunk those goals down into bite-sized pieces, I think it's easier for us to ingest and easier for us to, build a program moving forward.
Well, since, probably a lot of people who are listening to this then will not know, can you give us an idea about some of the people on your roster? And I know you got a lot, we can't go over everybody, but just who you wanted to highlight or how they've all kind of come together.
Yeah, that brings out the paranoid coach in me right there, because then there's the mysterious part that's like, what, maybe it is nice being mysterious. But, Vlad Salaridze, our grad transfer from UC Riverside, it has been fantastic. He's been a great leader. He's played college basketball, a number of years already. He is probably the youngest grad transfer in the country. He started school here this year as a fifth-year transfer at 21 years old. So he's a very, very young fifth-year guy. So there's still a lot of upside there for him. I think after this year, he'll have a really good pro career, going forward as well. But just his leadership, going through it, played for a really good, UC Riverside program in a really good conference. And, he's seen a lot, he's been through a lot. And so that's been very valuable. And I think, David Kamwanga he's our one returnee. Same deal, just the leadership that David brings. He's been through it. He won an OVC championship last year. And, I don't think it can be understated how valuable that's been for our guys. Also, just the mentorship, the leadership. I joke with him all the time. I call him Mr. Martin. He is just, he's just such an ambassador for not just the program, but for the university and for the city itself. And so, those two guys, I definitely wanted to, highlight those two guys to start with, just because I think the leadership aspect has been, absolutely invaluable, especially with so many young pieces and so many new pieces as well. So, I'm very glad those guys are on our side.
Your style of play and what you want to do with this group. If I'm just looking at your roster, 6'7" seems to be a popular size. Like the height. Is that what you were looking for? And the parts, like how in this era, maybe of I'll say positionless basketball, or whatever. How are you going to use all this, these players to fit the style you play?
It's funny. We actually have we call them 67s, and we try to bring in as many 67s as possible. Just versatile guys that can play up and down the spectrum a whole lot, guard a lot of different positions, play very versatile. We want to be very, it's a little too cliche for me now, but we've always tried to be this way, but we want to play multi-positional or positionless basketball. And so we've tried to recruit that way as well. We don't have any true centers except for, Big Dom. We've got Damjan Vukcevic, who's a walk-on for us at 7'1", but outside of Big Dom, we really don't have a center on the roster. But I do think we've got a lot of pieces you can, move all over the chessboard. And that's something we believe in is having that type of versatility and having that multi-positional impact.
Where you're from, you obviously knew about the OVC growing up in teams, but just talk about like what you see now that you've been back around it, and what you think the league looks like this year.
I'll tell you what, the biggest thing for me is just everyone is good. Everyone has talent. And it's not just within the OVC, but all throughout, the country, and mid-major basketball throughout the country. But obviously, it's extremely true in the OVC. There's unbelievable balance, it looks like. And then just obviously talking to coaches that have been in the league for a few years, there's great coaches in the league. Everyone's talented. You look up and down every single roster, and they're really, really good players. And, I think that's something I don't want to say a casual fan, but as a fan of college basketball that may not know, all the ins and outs and the details of mid-major basketball, I think that's the most eye-opening thing is just how good, how good the roster, how deep the talent level is for all of these teams. And again, it's not just an OVC, it's throughout all the mid-major. And so that's the eye-opening thing. And so, I think the little things are going to determine the pecking order, both in our conference and, of course, nationwide, because everyone's got players. And so, can we be a little more connected? Can we be the most connected team? Can we play harder than anybody else? Can we understand our concepts better than another team understands their concepts? Can we buy into what we do more than another team buys in? I think a lot of those things are going to be the differentiating factors, because everyone's got players. Everyone's got players at this level. And but it's exciting because of when you look at our schedule and you look at any team schedule and the challenges that await, it's Kyle, it's very exciting.
A coach said this yesterday, and so you just reiterated it. Like, there were people in this league last year, people played for UT Martin, who then went to other bigger schools all across the league. What does that say then? Like, you have players, the talent's there, right? And then even if they decide to transfer somewhere else, OVC talent can be just on par with any conference out there.
Oh, I think the OVC is fantastic. I think it's such an underrated league. You look just at the history of it. First off, there's 60 former players from the OVC to go on to play in the NBA. Think about that for a second. 60 former players to go on to the NBA. It's a great league. To your point, there's a lot of high major talent in this league, and a lot of those guys went up to high majors, after last year. There's high major transfers that have transferred to our league. there's talent. I mean, it's a fun brand of basketball. You know, it's a conference that has you know, tradition to it as well. I mean, it's not just because I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee, but I mean, I've lived in numerous different states, and everyone knows the OVC. You know, there's some, you know, low to mid-major conferences that maybe the average fan doesn't have as much brand name awareness, but the OVC is one that always resonates. You know, it's been a great conference for a long time, and so I've got a lot of pride in it. I can't believe that I'm having the opportunity to actually coach in such an amazing conference with so many great teams and coaches, and I've got a lot of pride in the OVC, and I think we're a very, very underrated conference without a doubt.
End on this one. In 7 months you've been at UT Martin, what is the best thing about being part of the UT Martin community family, the Martin, Tennessee community, since you've been there in that short time?
Can I say all of it? And I mean it sincerely. I think the best things about it are just everything. I mean, everyone's so kind here. Everyone's so nice here. Everyone's so supportive here. And it's from the alignment with Dr. Freeman, our chancellor, to our athletic director, Kurt McGuffin. I mean, we've got the best athletic director in the entire country. You know, I just hope we can keep him a few years from now and he doesn't get poached by a high major. Our chancellor, Dr. Freeman's absolutely incredible. I mean, what he has for a vision and vision for enrollment, vision for building this university forward is incredible. All the way down to the kindergarten teacher for my 6-year-old is absolutely phenomenal. And so everywhere in between, this town is like a hidden gem. There's food places here that you would not believe should even be in Martin, Tennessee. And it's just, you know, it's incredible. The only thing is it's far from an airport. But everything outside of that, this place is absolutely, it's amazing. So, I mean, I just can't say enough about it.
Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck to you and your team this season.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Thank you, Adam, and everyone else that's listening.